live, one comment as an example says, wait a minute, I live in Livingston, Texas, and I can get that unit, something like that, for $800 a month. Another person made a comment and they said, well, I live in North Dakota. That unit there would be nearly as expensive as that. But you have to remember that all these units down here have gone up in price significantly. And we've been reporting that as we've been making other videos to try to keep you updated on what the costs are down here. We don't want you to come down and think that you can get a unit like that one in the video, for $500 a month. You're not going to find that. At the end of this video here, it's going to move right into another video that Lori and I made, and it's called Ajijic is Not Cheap Anymore. So watch that, and it'll give you a little insight of what is going on down here today. There's just a huge amount of building going on. There's more. It's a boom here. I mean, this is a boom town. Everything is changing around here quite rapidly. Just like anywhere, when there's a boom going on, everybody wants to move here. Everybody wants it to be cheap and that. But we're finding in Mexico, it's not. In these areas, it's not as cheap as it used to be. So we want to give you an update on this type of information. We're presenting what we're seeing here. Sometimes we do show you something that's $550 a month, but this particular unit, we wanted to show you the other side of it, that things are going up in price here. Now you have to remember, like I say, they're fully furnished. So when it has like all the bedding, it has the pillows, it has the blankets, it has the sheets in there. Let's say in the bathroom, has all the towels, has everything you need in the bathroom accessories. Also, in the kitchen, you have everything. You have pots and pans, you have dishes, you have silverware, you have microwave, you have dishwasher. There's also a washer machine and a dryer in there, fully furnished. There's even wine glasses that they provide there for you. So when you come into a place like this, it's fully furnished. The living room is fully furnished. You have all your couches and chairs and end tables and lamps and everything you need. So it's a move-in situation. It's almost like you go to a beautiful hotel and you walk in. All you have to do is put your bags down, run down to the store, get a little food, put it in the refrigerator. Hey, you're starting to live. I always wonder when I get these comments, is I think, well, wait a minute. Somebody says they can get it for half price, let's say where they live, but you're not going to get a furnished apartment. Let's say you get an apartment like that for $800 a month. Then you have to go out and buy your furniture. You have to buy all your linens, all of your kitchen appliances, all your kitchen accessories. Hey, it's going to add up. So it may seem like a lot of money to somebody, but when you start to look at everything, this particular unit has 2 heated pools in the condominium. It's a private community. It's very safe. It's very quiet. So you're paying for that. Now there's other parts here. If you get outside of a gated community, you can get them cheaper. You probably could get a unit like this outside for somewhere around $1,200 a month, maybe even $1,000 to $1,200 a month. But definitely we don't have the units here for $350. Watch this upcoming video that just runs right into here, and we'll explain that to you in that. Another comment somebody said sort of threw me back was, oh, it's so humid down there, it's so humid. You need air conditioning. And actually we don't. Probably here, well, remember this, we're at 5,000 feet elevation. We're in the mountains, trees all around us. There's mountains that surround us. There's a beautiful lake, Lake Chapala, 50 miles long, about 15 miles wide. And it keeps things very reasonably temperature-wise. So it's a different climate here. It's sort of like Southern California. If you've ever been there, Southern California, it's about that temperature going here. Another person made a comment and says, that you need the air conditioning. And not so. Probably, I'd say 95% of the homes down here don't have air conditioning in them. We don't need them. April, May, and part of June, yes, it gets hot here, and it probably gets up to 90 degrees. And so in those particular cases, it would be nice to have an air conditioning, but you don't need it. Most people don't have. You open up windows, you get a trade wind coming through, and you can get by without it. Because the rest of the year, it's very reasonable temperatures. Another one, just the opposite of that, in this unit, we talk about that it has a fireplace. And somebody made a comment and says, well, what do you need a fireplace for there? It doesn't get cold enough. You know, it's 75 degrees all year round. Well, that's not true. When you talk about January, February, it gets, for us, it gets cold. It gets down to like 45 degrees at night. And yes, during the day, it'll warm up to 75 degrees. But it can get cold. So a fireplace feels pretty good at times. Most people don't use a fireplace even if they have them. But so it doesn't hurt to have that little extra thing. Another person made a comment and says like, stop, you know, trying to confuse us, showing us one price for one thing and another price for another. We're only trying to report to you the different parts of Mexico and what the costs are. So as an example, in San Miguel Allende, we talk to, and we show a property there. It's an Airbnb. It rents out, believe this or not, for $5,000, $6,000, and $7,000 a week. Now that's expensive. And then also we have a video when we're down at the beach and we're in Puerto Vallarta, and we do one there, and it's $350 a month. No, $350 a day there to rent this in a resort. So you get a lot of variation, just like anywhere. Probably in your town, you have areas that the rent's much cheaper, and they have areas that the rents are more expensive. And so sometimes when people give these comments, I'm wondering, you know, where they're getting this information from. I want to say, have you ever been down here? Have you ever been to Ajijic? Have you ever been to Lake Chapala? You know, because if you did, you would have a better idea of what things are happening here and what you can expect. So these are some of the comments that sort of throw me, and I just wanted to give you this update on what's going on down here. You know, we're just the messengers, and don't shoot us, because we're only doing our best to provide a service to you, and we want to keep you updated. And so Mexico is not cheap as it used to be. Remember, the middle class here has grown quite a bit, and so they want to have more things, and they are charging more money for what the rents are and food and services down here. It's still a bargain compared to what you get in, say, the United States or Canada, but it's definitely, you're not going to come down here and expect to live on $1,000 a month. Those days are over. You know, you've got to come down here and be realistic. And one of the realistic numbers are here. For one person, that they can probably, and again, this may not be in Ajijic, it needs to be in one of the other towns outside of Ajijic, that if you want to live here on, say, for a single person on $1,500 a month to $1,800 a month, you can do that there. And in those particular areas, as a couple, if you want to live in there, you're probably looking at about $2,000 a month. It's going to be higher in Ajijic, and Ajijic is probably going to be more like, for two people to have a place here to rent, like that unit there. And you can find them cheaper. You may be able to find one outside of a gated community for, like I say, maybe $800, $1,200, somewhere in that category. And with all your living expenses, and as a couple, you can probably look at about spending between $26,000 a year to $30,000 a year. And so for a single person here in Ajijic, you probably can look at that of being about half of that for that, maybe a little bit more than that. So I just wanted to give you this little blast out of a little comment and just get back to you people that, you know, I think one guy even said, hey, I'm going to stop watching your videos because you're giving us all this high expensive stuff down here, you know. Well, I'm sorry for you if you feel that way, because we're giving you a clear picture on what you can expect in 2020 going forward. So, hey, personally, I would rather it be cheaper too. But so many people are coming in. So many people want to live here. And what's happening is the prices of their houses are going up because there isn't much of a supply. I mean, there isn't much of an inventory here. And so, hey, like anything, anywhere, if scarcity is, you can raise the prices up. And that's what's happened down here. So many people want to live down here. It's actually getting quite crowded. And it's not the sleepy little village that it used to be. It's definitely is growing. They just put in 2 new hospitals. Their restaurants are popping up all the time. And so everything is going up. Prices, prices, prices. So, okay. Now, check out the next video here. It's right here. Or maybe it's here. And check it out. But before I leave you, I just want to say to you who are Patreons of us, and you've supported us through your contribution and your little gift to us, we really appreciate that. You know, we ask for if you want to, and you don't have to if you don't want to. There's nothing like that. We're not asking you to support our lifestyle or anything, but we say if you want to throw us a tip, we have 2 levels there. One at $2 that you give us, and Lori and I can go get a burrito to eat. And then if you want to give us, I think $5 in there, then Lori and I can get the first one's a taco and the next one's a burrito. But what is that money going to? It's going to help us provide us with more equipment that we can make better videos for you and provide a better service to you. So, you don't have to do it. It's just something that we have. You can check that out. There's a little link down below. Also, I'm going to make a link on that apartment that condominium we're showing for $1,450 a month. So check out the link down below. Okay, let's get into the next one and take a look what it looks like. Thanks for subscribing. Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Lori here.
Hey, Ajijic is not cheap at all anymore.
Oh yes, it's not like 2 years ago.
No, everything has gone up. The rents have gone up. The prices of homes have gone up.
Yeah, the price of the restaurant was go up, and the price at the market was go up too.
And let's not forget, the gasoline is expensive here. It's like $4 a gallon.
Oh yeah.
Now, we're giving you this update, but we don't want to discourage you because we're going to give you hope. We're going to tell you about a place that you can retire reasonable here in Mexico. And where's that at, Lori?
You know, you go to like a 5 mile away from Ajijic. It's called Chapala. That's the main town. It's still reasonable price. And the other way is you go to Hocotepac or you go to San Juan Coastla. They have beautiful Malacan. They have a beautiful place. The price is still reasonable. So it's not far away from here. It's only like a 5 or 6 miles away from here. So you still can come and enjoy Ajijic.
Yeah, and in those places, like if you want to live on Lake Chapala or around the villages of Lake Chapala, and this is what we're recommending, you go a short distance, 5 miles away, and you can get rents over there for $350, $450, $550. In Ajijic, it's not cheap anymore. You can't find those units here, and it's very difficult, especially when the snowbirds come in and that. People want to come down, but they don't want to. They don't realize now how expensive things have gotten, and that there isn't the inventory that you could find. You know, just 2 years ago, it was quite a bit of a difference going on down here. So as an example, give you a contrast between the two areas is here in Ajijic, you're going to buy a meal for say 100 pesos, $5.50. But you go to Chapala, and you're going to spend about, for that same meal, you're probably going to spend about $4, maybe $3.50, $4 in there. Now, the other thing that's an advantage of Chapala, it's a quaint town, has a beautiful Malacan, that is a boardwalk along the lake there, and it's has all the conveniences. You like to go to the open market there.
Oh yeah, I like it. The local market, you know, it's big market, like a 3 times bigger than Ajijic.
Yeah.
And it's a local price. You know how the local price is a lot cheaper than Ajijic.
Yeah, here what happens is the local people, they know, let's say the vendors and stuff, they know they can get more money, so they have asked more money. But in Chapala, where the majority of the people are local people living there, is they've kept the prices down. And so they haven't been influenced by the high prices that we're experiencing here. So we don't want you to be discouraged and stuff like that. We want you to be realistic. Most people would like to live here because it is a nice place to live and stuff like that. But if you have, let's say you have a budget of somewhere around $1,600 a month, something like that, you can live in Ajijic. Even then, it's going to be hard to find a place to rent here because the inventories are not there. Whereas that same amount of money or that same standard of living in Chapala, you'll probably be looking at more like $1,200 a month to live there. And so we just want to give you an idea of what's happening here. And a lot of people are coming down and they think they can get a place for rent right away, and they can't. They can't do that.
It's not right now, like this is an update for you to know Ajijic.
Yeah, and so as we say, Ajijic is not cheap and everything has gone up. But check out 2 other places like
San Juan Costa and Chapala.
Yeah, and that's our recommendation. So check those areas out. So this has been Jerry Brown.
With Lori here.
Hey, Lori, what do we want them to do?
Well, we give them the idea. If you see this video was valuable to you, please subscribe and thumb up or press like.
Yeah, and make a comment.
And make a comment.
Adios.
¡Sí se toca! ¡Y así se toca!